In our previous video, we have seen how parasites obtain nutrition from a living host. Now let us move ahead and have a look at the next type from our list of heterotrophs. These are called symbiotic organisms or even symbionts. Before learning more about these organisms, let's understand the term symbiosis. Do you know what it means? The word literally means living together. So now can you guess what could be symbionts? Yes, these are organisms that live in association with other organisms. Now you may say that all the organisms live together in an ecosystem. We know this, right? But that is not the actual explanation. In the case of symbiosis, two organisms live attached to or inside one another's body. Yes, one organism is like a shelter for the other organism. So in simple words, we define a symbiont as an organism that's present in association with some other organism. Now it is obvious that the two organisms in a symbiotic relation will be different. But tell me one thing, are the two organisms not affected by each other's presence? Of course they are, but mostly in a beneficial manner. Symbiosis is usually meant for the benefit of both the organisms. It can also be beneficial for one and harmless to the other, as seen in many cases. So do we have examples of symbionts to study? Yes, of course. Have you come across the term lichens? These seem to be beautifully colored designs on trees or rocks. However, these are not just designs, they are organisms. Yes, lichens are the symbiotic association of algae which live inside fungal bodies. And how are these two lives affected by each other's presence? Well, the algae benefits from the protective fungal shelter while the fungi benefits from the food. This is because algae, being photosynthetic, prepare their own food. This type of give and take relation helps both the organisms hugely. Another example is that of a special type of bacteria called rhizobia, which are found in the root nodules of legumes. What are these legumes, by the way? These are plants which bear fruits as pods. We have beans, peas, tamarind, and many more in this family. And what are root nodules? Nodules are swellings or simply cluster of cells. These appear like small balls attached to the roots. So coming back to rhizobia, they carry out the process known as nitrogen fixation. As the term suggests, nitrogen means the nitrogen present in the air, while fixation is a process in which it's converted into a utilizable form. Nitrogen is present in a huge quantity in the atmosphere. However, it's not in a consumable form. Neither does it get dissolved in the water that can be absorbed by the roots. That is the reason why legumes, which need huge amount of nitrogen for various reasons, takes the help of these rhizobia. How do these bacteria help the plant? Well, these bacteria are able to trap the gaseous nitrogen and use it for themselves. In this process, they end up making certain nitrogenous products which are not necessarily so useful for them. These nitrogenous products are in turn taken up by the plants, and nitrogen enters the plant body. Therefore, the plant is benefited by the presence of these bacteria. And how are the bacteria benefited? This is because they get a shelter in the root nodules. The nodules that act as home for these bacteria are safe enough for them to live comfortably. And this is how symbiotic organisms live in harmony with each other. Now let's meet in the next video to discuss about the last type of heterotrophs. We will talk about the holozoic organisms and precisely the insectivores from this category.